Got the key. Yep, I got the key right here. You ready? All right, let's go for a ride. Okay, here I come. Oh, it's taking off. Come on. Come on, let's go over this way. Ready? Come on. Up we go. Good. Good girl. Oh, let me move this out of the way. Hello, everybody. I'd like to welcome you all to my brand new YouTube channel. In fact, this is the very first episode, so you're starting off on the ground floor of the maiden voyage here. I thought, being that this is the first video I'm shooting here, I'd like to take you guys with a walk with me and Pancha as we take a little stroll and do a little introduction. I'm going to try to keep this one short because I don't want to bore you too much on the very first episode here. So, to start off with, my name is Eric. I live in the North Hills area of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And this little bundle of energy right here is my pride and joy. This is Pancha. Now, Pancha is a 2-year-old Chihuahua mix that rescued me a year and a half ago when I was on a scuba diving trip down in Cozumel with some scuba friends of mine. We were sightseeing on our very last day before flying home, and the very last stop that we stopped at was a little roadside tequila tour place in the middle of nowhere. And as I got out of the back of the Jeep, this little bundle of joy came running on up to me, and she just captured my heart and changed my life forever from there. But I wasn't able to just go ahead and take her and get on the plane with her, so there was a whole process that went through with her rescue and adoption and me getting her home. It is actually kind of is a long story, but a story that I've told many times, and I think I'm maybe going to save that for a future video. But for now, let me just get Pancha up to the park here. We're going to take a little stroll, and I'm going to tell you what this channel that I'm putting together here is going to be all about. Come on. Let's go. Good girl. All right, so let me explain the name, Travel Buddies. Well, that name originally came up some years ago with an idea I had which never really took off the way I wish it would have. So instead of totally giving up on it, I thought maybe it's time I rethink my approach on it, kind of revamp it, and that's where this channel comes into play now. So obviously, the first part, travel, implies that it's going to be about traveling, and all kinds of travels. I mean, big trips, small trips, little trips, weekend trips, day trips, just trying to make an adventure out of everything. Now, my travel adventures first began when I was a kid, and my parents and my grandparents would take us on vacations. Then as I got older, I have some relatives and some friends that I'd go camping and canoeing with all the time. And we started out small, and then as we got older, we expanded our trips out. But just never really seemed to be enough. So I was working a job at a local bank here in Pittsburgh, which I worked for 18 years, sitting behind a desk, and being an outdoors person, that was tough. So back in 2002, I finally had enough, and I decided it's time to take more control of my life. So I up and quit my job. At that time, I had a minivan which I had gutted out and I made into a little camper, and I traveled out west all summer in that thing, and it was the best summer of my life. I traveled all throughout the west, all through many national parks, meeting a lot of wonderful people along the way. And in fact, it was in Arches Park in Utah that I met somebody very special in my life. There's a beautiful young girl named Allie from England who was here on vacation herself, and we started talking and we kept in touch, and over some time, we saw each other for a good while. And she turned out to be a very influential part, and still is a very influential part of my life. It is because of her that I was able to take my travels to the international level. And I can never thank her enough for that. Now, she loves to think that she can go after a deer, but I keep on asking, what would she do if she ever caught one? Leave the deer alone. Good girl, leave him alone. Now, as for the name Buddies, well, you've already met my number one buddy right here. She is the joy of my life. And I want to be able to take her out and go places as much as I can. But sadly, there's just going to be situations where I'm not going to be able to take her. As I said, I go scuba diving, and unless I can get her certified, and I don't think that she's a water dog, so I don't think I'm going to be able to take her on those trips with me. And also, sadly, there are a lot of places that are just not dog friendly. So that's why it's the name Buddies, plural, meaning that I'm going to be going out traveling with a lot of other people, some family and some friends, all people that you'll get to meet along the way, and just have you along with us as well, our online buddies, to enjoy the trips with us. Come on, let's go in here. Let's go for a run. Ready? Come on, let's go. Go run. Go have some fun. Come on. Pancha, sit pretty. Sit pretty. Come on. Sit pretty. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. That's my girl. That's my girl. That's a good girl. Good. Go play. Go play. Come on. Let's go. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to go too long with this introduction. Don't want to bore you guys. And actually, we'll learn more about each other as time goes on. And I also ask that you have some patience, because this is going to be a whole learning venture for me as well. I've never tried anything like this before. So it may be a little awkward, a little clumsy at first, but as time goes on, I think it's going to get better. And I'm going to have some good videos, which I know you guys are going to enjoy. So stick with us. Come on along on our adventures. Give me some help here by hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button, and we will see you on our next adventure. Actually, our next video that I have is something that I shot earlier in the spring, is when I was kind of playing around with the idea about putting this channel together. So I'm going to throw that in here just to have something to follow this up with until we get our next trip planned. So until then, have a great day, and we'll see you down the road. Come on.